Call of Duty is a first-person shooter video game franchise published by Activision. Starting out in 2003, it first focused on games set in World War II. Over time, the series has seen games set in modern times, the midst of the Cold War, futuristic worlds, and outer space. The games were first developed by Infinity Ward, then also by Treyarch and Sledgehammer Games. Several spin-off and handheld games were made by other developers. The most recent title, Call of Duty: Modern Warfare, was released on October 25, 2019. As of February 2016, the series has sold over 250 million copies. Sales of all Call of Duty games topped $15 billion United States dollars. Here is the list of fan favorites Call of Duty games. Remember, this list is based on votes by the fans. Without further wait, let's jump into it. Number 10. Call of Duty: Black Ops 3. The 12th entry in the Call of Duty series and the sequel to the 2012 video game Call of Duty: Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3 takes place in 2065, 40 years after the events of Black Ops 2, in a world facing upheaval from climate change and new technologies. Similar to its predecessors, the story follows a group of Black Ops soldiers. The game's campaign is designed to support 4-player cooperative gameplay, allowing for bigger, more open-level design and less corridor shooting. As the player character is cybernetically enhanced, players have access to various special activities. The game also features a standalone Zombies campaign mode, and a Nightmares mode which replaces all enemies as zombies. Number 9. Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a first-person shooter video game based on id Tech 3, and was released on October 29, 2003. The game follows American and British paratroopers in the Red Army. The game introduced a new take on AI-controlled allies who support the player during missions and react to situational changes during gameplay. This led to a greater emphasis on squad-based play as opposed to the lone wolf approach often portrayed in earlier first-person shooter games. Number 8. Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty 3 is a historical first-person shooter game that has a single-player campaign mode and multiplayer mode. It is open-ended, giving the player multiple paths to complete objectives, but plays similarly to the series' previous installment. Players fight alongside AI-controlled teammates against enemies who use various attack patterns, hide behind cover, and regroup to improve defensive positions. A character can be positioned in one of 3 stances: standing, crouching, or prone, each affecting the player's rate of movement and accuracy. 2 firearms can be carried, and both fragmentation and smoke grenades can also be equipped. Unlike previous installments in the series, players have the ability to toss live grenades back at the enemy. Weapons and ammo from fallen foes or friendlies can be picked up to replace weapons in a player's inventory. A player may fire from the hip or aim down the gun's iron sights for increased accuracy. The compass on the heads-up display (HUD) helps the player navigate to the location of each objective. Number 7. Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 2 is a first-person shooter that has a single-player story mode and a multiplayer mode. The player takes on the roles of several allied protagonists in specific missions during World War II. The player can crouch and lie prone, and is able to scale low walls and other obstacles. 2 firearms can be carried, which can be swapped with those left on the battlefield, and both fragmentation and smoke grenades can also be carried. A gun's iron sights can be used to aim more accurately. Number 6. Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 3. The game's campaign follows Modern Warfare 2 and begins right after the events of its final mission. Similar to Modern Warfare 2, it is centered around the Task Force 141, which contains Captain Price, Soap McTavish, and Yuri, one of the playable characters. Alongside the Delta Force and Special Air Service, they hunt Vladimir Makarov, antagonist of Modern Warfare 2, a Russian terrorist who leads the Russian Ultranationalist Party. He leads several terror attacks across Europe, triggering a large-scale war between the ultranationalists and friendly forces. For the game's multiplayer mode, new mode types and killstreak choices were brought in. Improvements were also made to the mode that solved issues that appeared in Modern Warfare 2. Number 5. Call of Duty: Black Ops 2. The game's campaign follows up the story of Black Ops and is set in the late 1980s and 2025. In the 1980s, the player switches control between Alex Mason and Frank Woods, two of the protagonists from Black Ops, while in 2025, the player assumes control of Mason's son, David, codenamed Section. Both time periods involve the characters pursuing Raúl Menendez, a Nicaraguan cartel leader, who is responsible for kidnapping Woods in the 80s and later sparking a second Cold War in 2025. The campaign features non-linear gameplay and has multiple endings. Number 4. Call of Duty: World at War. The narrative for the campaign mode focuses on the Pacific and Eastern Front theaters of World War II, involving the United States, Empire of Japan, Soviet Union, and Nazi Germany. It is told from the perspectives of Marine Raider Private C. Miller, U.S. Navy Petty Officer Locke and Red Army Soldier Private Dmitry Petrenko, and is based on several historical battles. The multiplayer component of the game contains various game modes and a leveling system that allows the player to unlock additional weapons and rewards as they progress, similar to Call of Duty 4 and repeated in many following Call of Duty entries. Vehicles, in the form of tanks, that players can control appear on certain multiplayer maps. The game also contains downloadable content called map packs, which can be purchased online. A new feature to the series was the addition of a cooperative mode, which supports up to 2 players locally and 4 players online. Number 3. Call of Duty: Black Ops. Set in the 1960s during the Cold War, the game's campaign follows CIA operative Alex Mason as he attempts to recall certain memories in combat in order to locate a numbers station. This station is due to transmit broadcasts to sleeper agents who are bound to use chemical weapons across the United States. Mason and CIA operative Jason Hudson are the game's main playable characters, as well as Red Army soldier Viktor Reznov in only one mission. Locations featured in the game include Cuba, Russia, United States, Kazakhstan, Hong Kong, Laos, Vietnam, and the Arctic Circle. The multiplayer of Black Ops features multiple objective-based game modes that are playable on 14 different maps included with the game. Improvements to loadout options and killstreak rewards are made. A form of virtual currency, COD points, allows players to purchase weapons and customization options for their in-game character, as well as attachments and customization options for their weapon. Number 2. Call of Duty 4: Modern Warfare. The story takes place in the year 2011, where a radical leader has executed the president of an unnamed country in the Middle East, and an ultranationalist movement ignites a civil war in Russia. The conflicts are seen from the perspectives of a U.S. Force Reconnaissance Marine and a British SAS Commando, and are set in various locales, such as the United Kingdom, the Middle East, Azerbaijan, Russia, and Ukraine. The multiplayer portion of the game features various game modes, and contains a leveling system that allows the player to unlock additional weapons, weapon attachments, and camouflage schemes as they advance. Before jumping to number 1, here are some honorable mentions that did not make the top 10 list. Call of Duty: Advanced Warfare. Call of Duty: Big Red 1. Call of Duty: Finest Hour. And now the most loved Call of Duty game by the fans. Number 1. Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 2. The game's campaign follows the Task Force 141, a special forces unit fronted by Captain Soap McTavish, as they hunt Vladimir Makarov, leader of the Russian Ultranationalist Party, and the United States Army Rangers, who are defending the country from a Russian invasion. The game's main playable characters are Sergeant Gary Roach Sanderson, of the 141, and Private James Ramirez, of the Army Rangers, with Captain McTavish becoming playable later in the campaign. An expansive multiplayer mode is featured in the game, with several new features and modes that were not seen in its predecessor. Do you agree with this list? Let us know this comments what will be your top 10 list for the Call of Duty games. Subscribe us for more great content. We will see you in the next video.